Hey guys, how's it going? My name is GarrettJPeters, and today we're going to be checking out BiasFX2 from Postive Grid. Let's check it out. So Postive Grid coming through once again, this time with their brand new BiasFX2 plugin. This thing is absolutely incredible. It's literally like a one-stop shop for all your plugin needs. Basically, it's like the equivalent of walking into a guitar store and being like, hi, I'd like one of everything, please. It's got pedals, it's got amp heads, it's got cabinets, it's got microphones, it's got ways to make your guitar sound like a bass or even sound like another guitar. It's seriously just jam-packed with everything. Not only does it have a ton of stuff, but it does it all really well and it sounds great. They have a brand new sound engine and a new UI that makes it really easy and intuitive. Even for an idiot like myself, I found this to be quite fun to make some guitar tones with. And on top of all that, they've even got some new stuff like a looper, and they have a guitar match feature, which is something I've never even seen before. It's a lot of stuff, so let's dive into it. I'm going to start off with this American Dream preset, and I know it looks pretty crazy, but I'm going to kind of break it down and show you guys the basics first. How did we get to this kind of final result? So what we're going to do, we're going to hit the clear button right here, and then as you can see, it's going to give you this blank slate of just a noise gate, an amp head, and a cabinet. To edit any of these is really simple. All we got to do is click on the amp head here, and then simply click and drag to edit and adjust any of the parameters. Now if we want to change the amp head, it's super easy. All we got to do is just double click right here, and then this is where the options start to come in. We got the low gain stuff here, so a ton of different amps as you can see. This will be all your clean stuff. Crunch, so it's kind of like your, your blues and your rock type of sounds. You got high gain sounds, which is cool. Even acoustic and bass. Wait, what was that? A keyboard amp? Apparently it can do keyboard stuff. I'm not even gonna go there, all right? There's already too much here, so we're gonna just stick to the basics. I'm a metal guy, so I'm gonna go to the high gain section. And as we can see here, there's these models are replicating certain amps that already exist. So this tread plate, as you can see from the look of it, kind of looks like a Mesa, and that's what it has. It has that essence. That really dry type sound, just like a Mesa has, that a lot of people love it for. What else we got? A diesel, so the VH4 right here. The German Fire, so that's kind of replicating of an Engel. The Jeff Loomis Metal, which is pretty cool. Keith Moreau, Ola Englund, of course, and even Yngwie Malmsteen. They got a Marshall in here, which is pretty cool. But for me, I really like this switch axe lead. I thought this one from the right out of the gate just sounded really good. Just kind of feels right in my hands, so I'm going to go with this one. So yeah, from there's already a lot of tonal possibilities, but we're going to go even further. Let's go to the cab section here. So just again, we click on it, and now we can change the cab simply by clicking right here on the cab model, and there are, what do you know, a ton of options. So we have 1 speakers, we have 2 speakers, 4 speakers, and then you can even get into the Celestion stuff where you can choose the actual speaker type. So if you want like a vintage 30 or something like that, greenbacks, they got it all here. They're working with Celestion themselves on building these IRs, and they sound pretty incredible. But for me, I actually found that this Green 25 sounded good. But one thing that's also cool is you can also add a second microphone, and there's like a lot here. You got the SM57, MD421. For me, I thought this one sounded pretty good. I think I moved it somewhere. I think I had it like kind of right on the plate right here, and I think it adds, like, makes it a little bit nicer. You can even A/B them back and forth just by going over to the mixer here, and I can mute one. the 57, and I can hear just the C for 414. I think they sound kind of good together, so I'm going to bring it back by unmuting both of them. So there we go, we kind of have a basic tone build. If you want to go a step further, you can even make this routing go to a dual split thing. So you can add another cabinet with another different set of microphones and add another guitar amp head and mix them and blend them to your liking. So if you want like a darker tone with a brighter tone, you can do that. For me, that's a little much for me. I'm a metalhead. I want to keep this, straightforward as much as I can, and I'm just going to keep it with a single routing. Let's add some pedals now and have some fun with this. So generally with a metal tone, we want to add an overdrive to the front of the amp to tighten this up and, kind of give you a little bit more bite to your guitar sound. So what I'm going to do is simply is go to this add button right here, and this is where we're going to find a huge list of so many different effects. Again, it's just like being in the Guitar Center or a Thomann and just having all those pedals at a click of a button right here. So we got compressors. They have this new thing like a harmonizer, which I'll show you in a sec. Definitely burned an hour of time just playing with that. Super fun. Pitch shifter, even a crybaby and stuff like that. But as you can see here, we got the boosts and the drive. So we got a typical 808 drive here. We're going to add that in. I'm going to simply double click. Now it's really easy. If I want to move this, I simply click and drag. Really easy. And if I want to hear it when it's off, I can either click here or I can also just click and drag it upward as well. So again, that UI, that's just really, really nice and easy to use. Absolutely love it. To edit, I'm going to click on it and then again, just adjust. So now with the typical drive pedal, a lot of people will like to put the drive all the way down and boost the level. Let's hear what that sounds like. If I want to turn it off, I can just click here. So cool, I actually kind of I don't really think I prefer this pedal with this tone that I'm getting, so I'm going to try a different one. So if I want to delete this, I just simply come up here and click this red X, and boom, it's gone like that. If I want to add a different one, I'm going to click add again, and I'll go back into the drive section. Let's try this clone drive. Let's be real, I've already tried it before, it's really good. I think I like the gain around here. I don't think... That sounds really nice to me. So another thing that's cool here is they have this other pedal board view, which is really cool. If you're editing a drive pedal, but you also kind of want to mess with your gain of the actual amp, you can do so from here. This view allows you to, edit this as well as edit here. So that's kind of a cool extra feature that makes it, easy to edit as opposed to being in this view and going back and changing and back and changing. It makes it a little bit simpler in this view. So that's kind of cool. I thought that was nice. So now let's add some effects. This is where it can get really time consuming, and I mean that in a good way, as you can spend a lot of time just messing around with stuff. They've got tons of cool new rack units. I want to show you that harmonizer. The thing was super fun. They got that wah, so let's try one of those. You can simply just add it right here to the front of your tone. I'm just going to drop it in, and then look, it's an actual wah. Like you can actually click and make all your wah faces. So that's pretty sick. I think that's a lot of fun. Again, going back into the effects here, let's add some actual effects that'll help my lead tone. So let's add some delay. As you can see, tons and tons of delays. So many to choose from. Let's try this Ola delay. Okay, let's go to long here. I like a nice long delay. That might be a little long. I want the feedback down a little bit though. For me, I just like 1 or 2 repeats. Anything else and it gets kind of messy. Whew, nice. I already like that a little bit better than the one I had, so that's pretty cool. Now for me, when I'm dialing in a lead tone, I also like to add a little bit of reverb, so let's do that. I think the one I preferred was just the simple digital reverb, but again, they got these new vintage spring ones, so if you're into those type of sounds, they got that. They got a stereo reverb, which has dials that I don't even understand, so it's okay. I'm going to stick with the simple pedal. So for me, I really liked this plate effect, I think that's the one I liked. Sounds cool. So again, if I hear it when it's turned off, I can... It's a little dry. It sounds a little better with that reverb. Look at that trail. It sounds really nice. I think that sounds really nice. Again, I'm not even going to go too much further with the effects because there are crazy amounts, and I mean, we'll just be here for hours, let's be real. But there is one I want to touch on that I kept mentioning, and that's the harmonizer. So really fun to get that like Iron Maiden type of sounds, and they can do some crazy other voicings. So again, just so much fun. I mean, I'm not even going to go through anymore because, like I said, we'll be here forever. So now if all this is a little bit overwhelming for you and you're just like, that's just too much, I don't have the time for that, there's a couple different ways of getting a tone quickly and easily. And click up here and we can go through some of these factory presets, and there are a ton of them. So that's kind of cool. Let's just say if I was going to edit that, I can simply double click on it, and then I can go here, I can see that the gate is turned off, and as you can hear, it's making some weird sounds. So I'm going to simply add it right here, and boom, now it's nice and cleaned up. And now I can save this if I want as my own, just by coming up here, save, do save as new, boom, add a bank. And voila. Another thing that's great is we can actually see here what they used, and we can do that to help make a tone of our own. So I might want to take off this mod if I was going to use it for more of a normal tone. And that sounds pretty cool. I can already start there, and if I want to make some little tweaks, I can do that just like I showed you earlier. So super cool and really easy to do. Another tone that I think was kind of cool that was in here, Seven Nation Army one. It's kind of cool. It sounds like a bass. Back when I didn't have a bass guitar and I needed to make a bass tone, I used to have to do a bunch of stuff for editing MIDI and all this crap, and it would have been just nice if I was able to play my guitar and have it emulate a bass for certain mixes that I was trying to achieve. So now if for some reason you don't like those presets that were there already, there's another thing you can do where you can go into the Tonecloud, which is really cool. This is where users will upload their own tone for other people to try. So I'm going to be uploading the tone that you heard at the beginning of this video. If you like it, you can simply download it. It's really easy to use and super intuitive. We're just going to go to this little cloud right here, and we're going to go to pedal board, and right here we can already see we've got tons of different stuff in here. I'm going to narrow it down into my favorite genre. What do you know? It's metal. And let's try some of these out. People are adding some every single day. I saw one the other day that was pretty cool. Let me see if I can find it. As you can see, people are trying to replicate a Metallica tone. If I want to try it out before downloading it, I just hit this play button, and I'm already trying it. That's kind of cool. A lot of people trying to, make it sound like a certain artist. I want to find that one that I found. I think it was like Metallica Clean. Was it this one? Let's try. This is it, yeah. That sounds really cool. So again, if I want to download that, I already know I like that one. I'm going to stop it here, and then I'm going to click right over here. I'm going to simply hit download. I'll choose the bank I want, bank 2, download. And then I can go back to the plugin, and if I want to access it, go down to bank 2, and I have it. So believe it or not, there's actually more to this plugin than what I've already shown you. It has a built-in looper, so you can basically adjust the length. You can choose, you can do it free time if you need to. You can change the tempo, the counts, adjust the volume, and all that stuff, as you can see here. But let's try a little test of it, see how it sounds. Now one thing that's cool is we can also change the effect. So I can add my harmonizer in if I want. So cool. Again, if we want now, we can clear this if we don't like what we have. But if you do like it, you can just hit the export. And that's really cool, again, for somebody who doesn't have recording software. Now, the last thing I want to show you guys is BiasFX2's new guitar match feature. Nowadays, you can reamp a guitar performance and change the amp settings, but I've never seen it that you can actually change the guitar's tone to make it sound like a different guitar. So if you were playing a humbucking guitar and you wanted to sound like a single coil, you can actually do that with this guitar match feature. So let's check that out. So we're just going to go down here. We're going to create a new profile. We're going to nickname our instrument. We'll call it Acacia. And we're going to find the type of guitar that we have here. It looks like this. We'll do that one. Assign pickups. We've got a neck humbucker. We've got a bridge humbucker. Okay. Let's do the bridge. Turn the volume knob maximum and play some separate notes with your usual pick attack. Okay, complete. Let's go to the next step. Play a slow arpeggio from 6 to 1st string. Okay, alright, looks like we just keep going. Alright, sweet. Profiling success. So, oh, okay, cool. Battery sounds. Let's try telly. That's nice. That's pretty cool. Cool, and again, my guitar sounds completely different. Alright, so let's try a more heavy tone. Let's try this RR signature, so Randy Rhoads bass guitar. I'm going to play some Bodum stuff because they use a similar style guitar. Again, when I'm on the dry here, that means that it's basically my guitar, what this sounds like. And when I go to wet, that's when it's the guitar match feature. So let's try that. I'm going to try playing something on mine and I'll switch over. So I think that's pretty cool. If there's a guitarist tone that you really, really like, but you don't own that guitar, this will definitely help to get you a little bit closer to that sound. For me, I'm not going to ever own like a Telecaster, but I would like that sound once in a while, but I'm not going to pay like, you know, $2,000 for a 52 reissue Tele. So I think that's kind of cool. All right, so even after all this, I feel like I've just barely even scratched the surface. So if you want more information, definitely check out the website, positivegrid.com. I'll leave a link for everything in the description below. And yeah, definitely check it out and see if it's something for you to try. I think it's pretty cool. I mean, it's really, like I said, your one-stop shop for all your plugin needs. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you've made it this far in the video, please consider giving this video a like. It really helps out my channel. And if you're new to my channel, feel free to consider subscribing. I do lots of gear content. I've got lots of cool stuff coming up that I'm really excited about. And yeah, if you're one of my subscribers already, thank you as always for watching, and I'll see you guys in another video, okay? See you guys.